Today's topic is, my body can't do that, which is a really common thing to have to deal with, especially when you're new. I still feel like that sometimes. Maybe your coach is showing a new technique, it requires your body to contort weirdly, or even just a warm-up. I don't know, like when my coach says, all right, everyone do 15 burpees, I just give up in my mind, or at least I used to, because I just know that my legs are just going to be on fire after 5. There are heaps and heaps of reasons why you may feel like you can't do what your coach is asking you to do. Maybe you're overweight and unfit. That's been a problem for me. 5'10", but 105 to 115 kilos. So I've been overweight for my whole jiu-jitsu training for about 4 years now, and that sometimes gets in the way. Maybe you're really inflexible. There's lots of ways that you can be immobile in your hips or in your back. It could be that your body shape is in the way. I've got really short and thick legs. It makes it really hard to do triangles and some of the similar movements to that. And then you've got other things like your training partner's body, their physiology, maybe it's making it difficult. Perhaps you're in a class that's just a bit advanced for you. You're a bit of a beginner, but you're practicing birimbolos or something, who knows what it could be. The point is, there are lots and lots of reasons why sometimes it feels like it's just too hard to do what your coach is asking. So I'm going to take you through a few ideas that should help you to move forward a bit more positively in your training. So the first thing I want to say is just don't tune out. I know people have a tendency, I've done this, where the coach starts talking about a technique, you go, oh, that's for the featherweights, that's for the yoga guys, not for me. And you can just try to tune out and start thinking about other things. That's a mistake, because you only get out what you put in jiu-jitsu. You've got to be invested with both all your body and all your mind to get a lot out of this sport. So don't tune out, stay positive, look for what you can learn, because there's always something you can learn. The second point I want to bring up is that your body will adapt to movements. I know when I first started jiu-jitsu, I couldn't sit straight up with crossed legs, and I certainly couldn't sit in S-mount. And my coach asked us to do S-mount across the mat, back and forth. And I was just falling all over the place, putting my hands down everywhere. I can now do that without putting my hands down at all, because my body just adapted over a few months. Wasn't fun, but over a few months, it learned how to do the movement. It created the mobility in the muscles and the soft tissue that it needed to create. So your body will adapt. Don't give up on it. Everybody can do the vast majority of jiu-jitsu moves. Some bodies just require more tweaking, more practice than others. The next point is kind of an obvious one. You need to ask your coach. Now, when I say ask your coach, I don't mean call out across the room and tell your coach, Coach, this technique doesn't work for me. You need to come to your coach humbly and say, Coach, I'm having trouble getting my leg from here to here. What am I doing wrong? So I'm being specific and also being humble and assuming that the problem lies with me, because realistically, most of the time it does. So I've got him over, I've been specific, I've said what I can't do. 99.9% of the time this has happened to me, my coach has known the solution to my problem. Most of the time it involves doing something with my hips, moving them in or out or rotating them one way or the other. Your coach has been doing this such a long time. If they've got a black belt around their waist, they have put so many thousands of hours on the mat and been helping people for so long. You're not the first person to struggle to throw your leg over for an armbar or a triangle, or to get your arm out from underneath you as you're, hipping out, whatever it might be. They've seen it all before. So don't think that you are some special one-of-a-kind person in that sense. Okay, lastly, I wanted to say that jiu-jitsu has thousands of little things to learn. Movements, techniques, concepts. Maybe this move that's being shown today is never going to be your A game. Triangles are never going to be my A game, because unless you're like half my size, it's just really hard to wrap my legs around your neck and your arm. But that doesn't mean that there's still not heaps and heaps to learn as we're doing that. So, let's say your coach is asking you to do a sweep and it just feels really hard. Your opponent's a bit big. You don't seem to be able to move the way that coach moves when he demonstrates it, or she. Here's the thing. That sweep probably involves 3 or 4 or 5 or more body movements that your body needs to get good at. It needs to get good at underhooking. It needs to get good at taking a high collar grip behind the neck. It needs to get good at moving your hips out, or at scissoring your legs, or whatever it might be. There are heaps of small movements that, even if you're struggling with the technique as a whole, your body needs to get good at all of the little movements in them, and you'll use them for heaps of other techniques. So try to stay positive and realize that your body is learning more than your mind is thinking about. Your body's always learning. It learns faster than your brain when it comes to jiu-jitsu, which is a physical sport. So that's what I want to get through. I think just to harp back to the first point, stay positive, don't tune out. Jiu-jitsu is a big, big world, and everyone learns at a different rate and in a different way. Sometimes you just got to plug through the hard times, knowing that they will help you all the way through your journey of jiu-jitsu. Anyway, I'm Dwayne. Thanks for watching. Please, if you've got any ideas for topics or questions about jiu-jitsu for beginners, white belts, blue belts, whatever it might be, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys are concerned about and worried about, and I'll try and address them in future videos. Please subscribe, and see you guys later.